Hello again, it's good to see you. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. Thank you for taking the time to watch my Project 10 pan update. I'm really thrilled about using these products. I've been enjoying them. I did happen to finish 3 this month and I'm steadily working on the other 7, kind of hoping they'll be finished by the end of summer, and that'll just make a nice well-rounded Project 10 pan. So let's kind of get into what I finished. The first thing that has gone within the last month is the Stella McCartney Eau de Parfum. This is a 1/4 ounce travel size spray, and if you're like me, I've realized through using this, buying perfumes in the travel size is the best way to go for me. It still has the traditional sprayer, or a purse spray I think is the other way of calling it besides travel spray, but you can pick these up for about 20 bucks at Sephora and Ulta, and it's just a nice way to try a scent without having to fully commit to a bottle, because I know for me personally, I'm on the hunt to find kind of a classic signature scent. This was pleasant, nothing to write home about. It just smelled kind of fresh, a little bit citrusy notes, but not, not anything that I could just pinpoint out of a crowd and think Stella McCartney, you know what I mean? But it was nice, and like I said, it's made me realize that I really enjoy having a smaller container size so that I don't feel so overwhelmed when it comes to wearing perfume. As far as this particular fragrance is concerned, I did have to reapply it. I sprayed in the morning, and then if I intended to go out in the evening, I usually had to spray late afternoon, early evening to go on and make the scent last through everything I was doing. So wanted to recap that. I'm glad it's done, and now I'm going to be working on my travel size of the YSL Black Opium. That's kind of a heavier scent, maybe a little too heavy for spring, summer, but we're going to work through it. The next thing that went is the Pixi by Petra Makeup Fixing Mist with rose water and green tea. I picked this up at Target. I want to say I paid around $22 for it, and the concept I'm getting from this is it's kind of like the Mario Badescu Rose Water Spray, but kind of wants to be the drugstore version of MAC Fix Plus. It was really refreshing on my skin. Really, really overkill on the rose scent, not gonna lie. Like roses, I love the smell of them, but I can take small doses of it. I don't want to be bathed in, rose spray, but this is very, very strong. It would linger for a little bit, a little too long in my opinion, but as far as, how it applied on my face, I did enjoy the sprayer. I enjoyed that it hydrated my face temporarily, but this was not the best suited for setting makeup. So there are better makeup setting sprays out there, and considering this is going to cost you over $20 at Target, there are better options. If you want to go with the drugstore version or go on and buy the high-end version, with the MAC Fix Plus. But it was okay. It wasn't horrible, but there are other things I like better as I dropped that. And I did realize that, as far as the setting spray, it literally was the Pixi not necessarily holding up, because as far as foundation primers, I alternated between using the Monistat Chafing Relief Powder Gel, very silicone-y, works well under matte foundations, and then the Nivea Men's Shave Balm in the sensitive formula. Both times I've never had problems with those primers with the MAC Fix Plus or the NYX setting spray, or even the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, but I noticed that my foundation kind of disappeared with the Pixi, so wanted to share that with you. And then finally, my third empty, holy cow, this took forever. It is the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Eyeshadow Primer Potion. This was took forever, but I literally squeezed out every last drop. It has the wand in it. I contorted and squeezed this tube, and now all that's left is like a chunky, hard remnant that forms in the shape of the stopper. So I am calling this sucker done. I do enjoy this primer. It is something I would like to keep on my radar for future purchases, but I need to move on to other things because I am frankly bored with this particular primer. So 3 things done, 7 more to go. The next thing that's going to go is going to be my Sonia Kashuk brightening powder. The line that I made the first time I made this intro has disappeared, but when I first came on here, it was about in line with this second line that says distributed before Target Corporation, Minneapolis. And now we're looking at down here. So I probably only have a week, maybe 10 days left in this powder, and then I'm going to move on to I'll go on and show you. The MAC, I got the Prep and Prime Transparent Finishing Powder. It's in that limited edition packaging from the Chris Chang, and I got it because there's a girl with glasses on the front of it, and it's a pressed translucent powder. So, but as far as the 10 pan, this is what's going for it. But I'm going to be finished with this really, really fast. It's a great powder. It leaves a little bit of a white cast. I do have to make sure that I blend it really well into my skin. But other than that, I mean, it is a great powder. And then after that, I'm thinking the next thing that's going to go is going to be my Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation Plus Concealer. I did a little sneak peek of this on Instagram this morning because I took the stopper out and took my beauty spatula and scraped around the sides, because when I started my project pan, I put a piece of Scotch tape and my original mark was right here. And now I'm guessing I'm about to here. This is with the stopper and the doe foot applicator back in the container. So it does go down a little bit. I love this foundation. I'm gonna try to scrape every last bit out of it. It is a great formula if you're curious about trying this for yourself and you have a similar skin tone. I am wearing the shade 1 or Linen. It's a great yellow-based, easy matte foundation. It does take a little bit of getting used to having the doe foot applicator. And once you take the stopper out, I mean, it's all over the place. So definitely if you're using this and panning it right along with me, you want to wait till you get to the very end before you take the stopper out, because I had to scrape a lot of excess foundation back into the container, you know, so I'm definitely going to keep the stopper in till the very last bit, or at least until I do updates and then scrape what I can back in there. So love that foundation. I'm going to continue working on it. The next things that are going to take me quite a while, the first one is I can't believe this one is still here, Benefit Hoola. I repressed the last bit of this. Literally, it's been over a month ago, maybe about, I don't even think it's been quite 5 weeks, but it's been a month, and this sucker is still going. I don't even know. So here's where I currently am with Hoola. I'm not holding my breath. I'm gonna use it till it's gone, but geez Louise, this is just, it's the bronzer that refuses to go. Absolutely refuses to go. So I have been enjoying it. Basically, I'm just going through and kind of hollowing out my cheeks, doing a little bit of a contour, and then going on and using it to bronze up my face with a very light dusting, and like I said, just hoping for the best when that end day will finally come. But I tried to kind of look back at my videos to see how long I've been using it, and I'm literally like at 18 months at this point with this bronzer, and it's still kicking. So I don't even know. I don't think I can put a bronzer in a Project 10 pan after this, because I know that Project 10 pan is going to last forever if I do that. So, but on a brighter note, with another Benefit product, I've also been working on my Benefit Box Blush in the shade Rockateur, and I'm making huge progress on this. Now, if you're wondering, I have had some questions. I've gotten through this rather quickly because the Rockateur blush does have less product volume than the typical Benefit boxed powder. But another thing for me, I shared this, I guess it was a few months ago. I was in the process of using it, and I had an air bubble in the middle of my blush because one day I stuck my Sonia Kashuk blush brush down in it and the powder just went, I mean, I wish I had my camera going on slow-mo, because it was one of those moments that you're like, how did that happen? But this is where I am. I'm starting to clear out the sides and get the last bit of product out of the grid pattern here, and then I'm starting to see pan in the end parts of the blush over here, because this is a very shallow blush. So if you want a blush that's going to be fairly easy to pan out of your collection, Rockateur is a good place to start, because it's an easy everyday wearable color, but also too, there's a lot less product volume in there than in other blushes that you might be panning. Because I know NARS blushes take me a long time. I pan CoverGirl. You know, I panned Coralista last year, but I mean, this by far has been the easiest just because there's not nearly as much product. Then the ones that are gonna take me a while, Kat Von D's Lolita liquid lipstick. Way to go, Kat Von D. The stoppers on these things are impossible to remove. I tried to mess with it this morning to go on and use my lip gloss squeegee to kind of take down the sides to see where the product is right now. But that stopper refuses to come out. In fact, I've torn it and kind of ripped up the sides of it trying to get my tweezers down in there. I tried getting a paring knife down in there to wedge in between the stopper and the side of the tube, and it won't come out. So I'm continuing to work on this. I love it. Absolutely love it. In fact, I'm not going to repurchase it right away. I'm putting it on a master list as something I want to repurchase much later in the future because I do have quite a few mauve lipsticks that I want to pan out of my collection. But if you want another tip to kind of shake up how you're wearing it, my favorite gloss to wear on top of it is the NARS lip gloss in Chelsea Girls. It's a beautiful combination. I'm wearing it currently. Chelsea Girls is a pinky beige lip gloss, and I just pop it in the center of my lips. It takes down the dryness of the Kat Von D lipstick, even though I love the color of this, and helps me use up a gloss in the process, even though I love this color. So definitely something I want to keep on my radar for future purchases once I get through some more makeup in my collection. Then the next thing is going to be the MAC Black Track Fluid line. I'm slowly working my way around. In fact, I took my metal spatula and scooped it up just to kind of re-moisten it, mixed it all up, and I put it onto the side of the jar here so it'll be a little bit easier for me to get down into without getting crumbly. The other thing I wanted to share with you, if you're also panning cream and gel liners, they won't get as crumbly if you wash your liner brushes on a daily basis. Just FYI, I've noticed the crumbling has gone down to a far minimum when I just, you know, spritz some brush cleaner on my brush or go on and deep wash it because my liner brush dries really fast. And I'm just using the Real Techniques, kind of cream gel liner brush. So I'm going to continue working on this. I'm setting it with Ebony from my Steel in the Light because I really want to get through that black shadow. But this may take me longer than I think because now that I'm working on Gilded Gold from Steel in the Light, I might switch to a brown eyeliner for a while. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. And then lastly, this item is going to take the longest, I feel, out of the 10, and it is the NYX Wonder Pencil in the shade Light. I did have it marked on a card, but I have no idea where the card went. But it's only been sharpened once, and even when I sharpen it, I can go for like 3 weeks without touching it because all I'm doing is I'm using it in my waterline. So this is about where I started. Like I said, maybe, a little bit taller from where I started, but other than that, not much change in this pencil. So I will remark this and have the card for next time. But okay, and that about wraps it up. Like I said, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video today. Thank you for keeping me motivated and encouraged with your project pans, with your seasonal panning challenges, with panning palettes, with all of your Instagram photos and your Twitter feeds and whatnot. I mean, the creativity is inspiring and motivating, and it is beyond cool that we are sharing so many good ideas with products that are already at home. We're shopping our stashes, and I feel like we're being so creative with things that we already have at home as opposed to, having to go out and buy the latest and greatest thing. And I can't tell you that it's just, thank you. Thank you so much. So I hope you have an incredible week. Have fun shopping your stash. I look forward to seeing you very, very soon. So catch you later.